What's going on, guys? It feels like it's been forever since our last episode. I'm so glad to be back. Work and life has kind of gotten in the way of me getting my RuneScape time in and uploading new episodes for you all, but we're finally back, baby. There are a few things I want to mention before we get into the latest episode in the series. One being that I love and miss you all so much, and I'm so happy to be back. And two being that not only am I back, but I'm planning on starting a new series in Old School RuneScape that will be uploaded along with this series. The new series will follow along on our journey of trying to learn the perilous world of PvP in RuneScape. The rules will be simple. I'm going to level up a pure account strictly with the purpose of PvPing. The caveat being that I will only be getting my combat levels through PvP itself. So that means as soon as I leave Tutorial Island, all my experience gained will be at the unfortunate hands of other players as I try and learn and delve into the intricacies of PvP in this glorious game. Now, I am absolute dog crap at whatever little PvP I've done so far, so I'm absolutely guaranteeing that we will be spending just as much time being sent to Lumbridge as we are out in the wilderness. I do hope you guys enjoy the series, as I'm very excited for this new endeavor, but nevertheless, we're back and we're ready to kick some pixelated butt on the main account. So, with all that being said, welcome back to returning to RuneScape. Now previously, our story left off after I just finished my first Grandmaster quest in the form of Monkey Madness 2. And man, what a wild quest that was. Although we suffered a great loss with the death of Naive, it felt amazing to finally rid the world of Glau once and for all. But now, it was time to set our sights even higher and chase even more glorious adventures. But before we embarked on our next illustrious quest, it was time to get back into my favorite thing in all of RuneScape, raiding with the boys. So recently, I found myself steering away from TOA, and I've fallen in love with cocks. I mean, I just love cocks. I can't get enough cocks in my life. There's just something so pleasant about smacking a giant dragon while you enjoy the upbeat camaraderie and playful banter with the boys.
Dude, this is the content I'm here for, Just fucking brief your teammates. Who gives a fuck?
Oh shit, I did it too. Oh shit, I did it too.
Uh,
Oh, I'm out of... Fuck.
Oh no,
Oh,
I'm out
Oh
of
no,
stuff.
no!
Okay, guys, I'm going out. I'm done.
Now, although raids can be extremely profitable if you're lucky enough to receive a purple, and a good one at that, I really just enjoy the challenge of fighting some of RuneScape's hardest monsters. But what happened next came at a complete shock, and it changed the course of my account's progression forever. You said go to the middle?
No,
Get me out of here, get me out of here.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I was on the ring for that one.
And pet.
Look.
Oh, I got purple.
Nice.
Oh, hang on. I don't actually know what the fuck I got, but I got something.
Did you actually get a purple?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
you got the rope
Holy
bottom.
shit. What? Yeah,
Huh?
trade me, dudes.
What? 137 mil, dude? Grats, man.
I mean, it's a duo split. You know that's 70 mil for you, right? Or 60 something mil for you?
Holy shit, dude. I didn't even think about that. I was so excited for you, man.
No, I mean,
137
it's
mil.
free for all. Oh, no, I'm so sorry for you. No.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just happy I
No.
survived.
No, man, that was good stuff. That's,
Hey, I got 93K, baby. Let's go. We winning now. That's right, boys. Because of our third member being an Iron Man, it meant that Pepsi and I were going to split the profits of this purple between just the two of us. That came down to a 62 million split, which was 23 million more than I had with the entire value of my bank at this point in time. This was huge. Honestly, first had to sit and admire seeing a green cash stack on the account for the first time in my entire RuneScape career. Eventually, the shock and awe wore off, and I could finally think straight. And it was time to figure out what I was going to do with the money. Think of all the RuneScape girlfriends I could buy now, boys. I ended up taking the advice of those much higher level than myself, and I went out and I bought Rigger, a prayer scroll that apparently was going to be the single-handed biggest upgrade to my account at this point. So in order to get 74 prayer, I did a mixture of Chaos Altar when I was feeling frisky, with a helpful dosage of Gilded Altar training to offset a couple unfortunate deaths at the hand of some nerdy PKers. I do have to say the convenience of being able to use another person's altar and having noted bones made this grind not really that bad at all. And before long, we finally hit 74 prayer, and with it, the ability to finally use one of the strongest prayers in the entire game. And it was just about this time that I figured out what I wanted to accomplish next. I set my sights towards a new quest. We were going to uncover the legendary secrets of the North because I heard upon completion, you get access to another boss that has the ability to make you loads of money. But first, in order to tackle this quest, I was going to need to do some serious training and complete quite a few more quests along the way. The first skill I was required to train was going to be the one I found mighty unsavory: agility. And if you watch any episodes of this series previously where this has been a requirement, you already know how I feel about this skill. Let's just say it easily takes the cake as my least enjoyable skill. But regardless, it was a necessary evil to overcome, so we made our way over to Sears Village and began the horrific journey of jumping from one rooftop to another endlessly. This back and forth endeavor probably would have only taken most people a couple of hours, especially considering that I already had level 67 agility at this point. But because of my disdain for this skill and my ADHD, I drugged this skill out probably over the course of several days with short hour-long sessions. But finally, my torment came to a conclusion with the final leap: 69 agility, boys. It was right about this point that I really sat down and explored all the requirements I was going to need to complete this quest, because previously I kind of just briefly looked over them. So in order to complete all the prerequisite quests, I was going to need 72 mining, 66 fire making, 65 smithing, and 64 thieving. Of these 4, only 2 were going to be quick, and that was fire making and thieving. So I knew it was time to get my skilling boots back on once again and start grinding away at these bad boys. First up, I was going to do thieving. Since it was already level 62 and halfway to 63 at that point, I figured I might as well start out with a win. Thankfully, when I logged into a world at Artie Bank, there was already a Chad splashing his magic spells on one of the knights, allowing me a semi-AFK way of training. This only took about 2 hours or so when I finally was able to reach 64 thieving, allowing me to shift my focus towards a skill that I knew was going to take me quite some time. That's right, boys. It was time to become a miner. Wait, Diddy, what are you doing here? No, get out of here, not that kind of miner. Well, we knew this one was going to be a long, boring road up to 70 mining, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like watching me mine in the Motherlode mine for over a week is peak content. So yeah, here's how it went. I went to the mine, I mined some pay dirt, and after a painstakingly long time, I hit 70 mining, and then it was on to smithing. So for my smithing method, it was going to be quite simple. Buy a crap load of steel bars and enjoy clicking back and forth on an anvil in Varrock while I slowly gave myself carpal tunnel. Now, although it was going to be a bit expensive and I could have saved a bunch of gold had I just done Giant's Foundry, after the grueling journey of mining, I decided, you know what, screw it, and I spent the 9 or so mil to get 70 smithing. And it actually went by pretty dang quick, so I don't regret it at all. And I know I could have stopped at 65, but eventually I planned on doing Song of the Elves and Dragon Slayer Part 2, but they both required 70 smithing, so I figured I might as well just get it all done in one lump sum. And before you knew it, we were 70 smithing. And with 70 smithing, this meant that we only had one last skill that we had to level up to finish all the prerequisite quests. It was onto the peaceful world of making a bunch of fires and leaving them unattended all over the lands of Runescape. It's such a beautiful pastime. You know, I always wish this skill was more versatile in the world of RuneScape and actually felt like a somewhat useful skill. Like maybe once you hit 99 fire making, you no longer needed fire runes for spells, or maybe you took reduced fire damage from enemies. But nevertheless, after a short while, we finally hit our required mark of level 65 fire making, and with it, all required skills were finally finished, and it was time to embark on the journey of finishing all of the prerequisite quests for Secret of the North. And there we go. Hazel Call is completed. And all I had to do was murder a poor innocent puppy named Scruffy. So all in all, not too bad. R.I.P. Scruffy. Dun, 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 dun. Perfect. Edgar's ruse completed. Creature of Frankenstein is completed. Let's go. Oh, the Ring of Charos. I feel like I've seen that in a bunch of other quest guides before. I think it kind of helps you with some things. That's cool. We'll take it. 2 quest points, 1,000 thieving XP. Gives us 200 quest points for Dragon Slayer Part 2 and the Ring of Charos. Boom. That's a win. Go back to Varrock and gear up for the next quest.
Alright, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you when I say this quest kind of sucked butt. It basically involved me being a delivery service for this bitchy queen of Varrock in order to try and impress her husband. I traveled all over RuneScape planting different flowers and whatnot and doing all these ridiculous requests just in order to be called a peasant repeatedly. And it was all for nothing. Well, needless to say, I am super glad that this quest is over. Ooh, we finally killed the Kraken, boys. And with it, the completion of Swan Song. This quest was actually a lot of fun. It brought back a lot of nostalgia being able to do some tag teaming with the wise old man from Draenor. You know, I always wanted his blue party hat when I was a kid, but I had no idea he was such a badass. It was back to playing Errand Boy, again. This quest wasn't particularly bad, but it really just involved me running around the jungle taking care of family disputes. Again, I really feel like old school RuneScape sometimes turns you into a mobile version of Dr. Phil, where you go around handling everyone's piddly little family squabbles. But, hey, that's another quest done. So, of the 10 or so required quests, we have officially completed 6 of them. At this point, in order to progress, I'm going to need to complete my Arms Big Adventure. However, that required 60% favor with the Tai Bawani cleanup minigame. So it was time to start another game inside of a game. It was off to learn the cleanup minigame. So, after asking around as to how to even begin doing this minigame, and finding out that it's actually fairly simple, I made my way over to the dense jungle lands of southern Karamja and began hacking away at all the overgrowth. Fast forward an hour, and we finally made it to 100% favor with the tribe, thus allowing us to not only have the required 60% for the quest, but also get the medium diary achievement done as well. Shout out to Pepsi for nagging me repeatedly to get 100%. I'm sure I'll thank him later down the road. So at this point, we were halfway done with the required quests, and we had finally reached all the required levels to finish the remaining and the quest itself. I had no idea when I started this that the journey to uncover the secrets of the North was going to be this long of an endeavor, but nevertheless, I'm glad that we pushed forward. I do believe this to be a great stopping point for today's episode, and I want to thank you all for watching and sticking around after my hiatus. I hope to see you all in the next episode of Returning to RuneScape, where we will finally uncover the secrets together, as well as seeing you in the new series where we try and learn the pivotal world of PvP in this game.